Hello everyone, Denise Carpenter here from ReikiAssociates.com, and we're going to be starting a new playlist today called Ask Denise. So these are questions that I have been asked since I started my practice in 1996. So that have been asked by either individual clients coming in and wondering why they should come for a Reiki session, or by students either while doing their training or wondering why they should do their training or advance. So I would say the number one question that I'm asked is, what is Reiki and how does it work? So I'd like to give you my 1-minute infomercial, if that's okay. The easiest explanation that I've come up with, there's so many levels to doing this work. There's spiritual, physical, emotional, but this is just a very practical, science-based explanation for Reiki. So it begins with the premise that we are energy beings having a physical experience, as opposed to a physical being having just an energetic episode. And that's where we're going to start, that we are energy beings. So with that thought in mind, if I were to stretch my arms out totally, this is how big I really am, and I would be in the shape of an egg. And depending on where your thoughts lie, the part of me that would be here that's not so evident with our eyes could be called our aura. But if we were to go into psychology, that would also be called our personal space. So you know when people are in your space, whether you see them or not. So that's also part of your energy body. And then within that aura, within that egg, theories say that we have 72,000 energy pathways. They look like tiny little fibers or threads that run from 60 centimeters or 24 inches above our head, that's our center below, all the way down to 60 centimeters or 24 inches below our feet, and that's called our center below. So we have all of these energy pathways that manifest, depending on their vibration, either into our physical body, our emotional body, or our spiritual body. Now, just living life, just being born on this planet with all of that, what do I want to call it, hardware, I guess, with all of that, with all of those accessories, I don't know what to call those pathways. Those pathways can become broken, they can become misaligned, or they can become entangled just by living life. So an emotional event could take that fiber that's channeling joy. So let's say that's something with your parents. It's channeling joy when you're a baby and something happens, and then it gets misaligned with something that would channel maybe frustration. So that it'll come in as joy and then become frustration as it rolls through. And the energy can roll flow from our center above down to our center below, or from our center below up through our center above. And really when we get into it, it's flowing both of those directions all of the time. So what Reiki does, and really the only thing that Reiki does, is bring those pathways back to their original blueprint. So anywhere where they're misaligned, anywhere where the energy comes in and there's no place for it to go, that can just be a buildup that feels a little bit like static or an emotional issue, or sometimes you hear the word a block, an energy block, or the fibers can become entangled. And again, that's really going to feel like a block. That's going to feel like if you've ever had those things where you go, why am I landing back in this place again? I thought I dealt with this. Why am I doing this again? This is an old pattern. It's usually that those fibers have become entangled. So all Reiki does is bring those fibers back to their original blueprint. So it will realign them, it will untangle them, and it will rejoin the ones that are broken. So in a nutshell, it's a fairly basic, simple process on an energetic level. Now, I hope this was clear. If you'd like more information, please visit my website, ReikiAssociates.com. Send me an email, send me a text. All that information is on the website. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask, please also send me an email. Again, Denise Carpenter at ReikiAssociates.com, and we'll see what we can do to answer those questions. So thanks for joining in. We'll see you next week. Namaste.